presidente dos Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, discutiu a guerra em Gaza numa reunião na Casa Branca com a presença do genro Jared Kushner. As pautas da reunião incluíam a ajuda à faixa de Gaza, a liberação dos reféns e o cenário pós-guerra no território palestino. Participaram das discussões o ex-primeiro-ministro britânico Tony Blair e o ex-conselheiro de Trump sobre o Oriente Médio, Jared Kushner. Ele é casado com Ivanka, filha de Trump, e foi um influente assessor no primeiro governo do republicano. Enquanto isso, todos os membros do Conselho de Segurança da ONU, com exceção dos Estados Unidos, afirmaram que a fome em Gaza foi provocada pelo homem. Em declaração conjunta, os países pedem que Israel resolva a crise humanitária em Gaza sem demora. Eu converso mais uma vez com o nosso analista de internacional, Lorival Santana. Lorival, nessa conversa é fundamental você traçar um perfil de Jared Kushner e o que a presença dele nessa reunião na Casa Branca pode indicar sobre os planos de Trump para Gaza.
Jared Kushner é herdeiro de um império bilionário do mercado imobiliário, assim como o próprio sogro, Donald Trump. E é uma família judia ortodoxa que financia colônias judaicas na Cisjordânia ocupada. Em março de 2017, bem no começo do primeiro governo Trump, o Ronald Lauder, que é o presidente do Congresso Judaico Mundial, uma organização com representações em mais de 100 países, uma confederação de organizações judaicas, telefonou para o Donald Trump e propôs que ele conversasse com o presidente da Autoridade Palestina, Mahmoud Abbas, para discutirem a criação de um Estado palestino, a solução de 2 estados. E o Trump ficou muito empolgado com essa ideia que traria a paz para o Oriente Médio. Quando Jared Kushner soube disso, ele abortou esses planos, retirou totalmente o Trump dessa ideia e impediu o telefonema entre Trump e Mahmoud Abbas. E se tornou então o enviado de Trump para o Oriente Médio e sempre impedindo bons contatos de Trump com os palestinos e trazendo a ideia de que não poderia haver um Estado palestino. Hoje em dia ele não é formalmente um enviado de Trump, pelo menos não até agora, para o Oriente Médio, para a questão Israel e Palestina, mas ele estava naquela primeira viagem de Trump ao Golfo Pérsico. A família dele tem interesses, tem investimentos no Golfo Pérsico também.
Houve uma mudança, né, Lorival, em relação ao primeiro governo Trump. Ivanka Trump tem menos participação. Jared Kushner mal havia aparecido até agora.
Exatamente. Eles se distanciaram do governo para cuidar dos próprios negócios, né? Ivanka Trump tem uma marca, várias marcas, aliás, na área de beleza, e o Jared Kushner, ele toca os negócios da família no setor imobiliário e tem investimentos lá aí temos a imagem dele no Golfo Pérsico, né? E ele tem interesse em levar adiante esse estreitamento entre Estados Unidos, Arábia Saudita, Emirados Árabes Unidos e Catar.
Muito obrigado, Lorival Santana.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together: Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents, because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East. And we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
Hear the roar of the 7 thunders echoing across the earth, announcing the day of the Lord.
How did the White House decide that it is appropriate for Jared Kushner to be working on matters that involve Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, three countries that combined have given him more than $2.5 billion for his investment firm?
I think it's, frankly, despicable that you're trying to suggest that it's inappropriate for Jared Kushner, who is widely respected around the world and has great trust in relationships with these critical partners in these countries, to strike a 20-point comprehensive detailed peace plan that no other administration would ever be able to achieve. And so Jared is donating his energy and his time to our government, to the President of the United States, to secure world peace. And that is a very noble thing.
We've always said that if there's going to be a two-state solution, it has to be negotiated with Israel. It has to make sure that Israel's security is taken into account. And so I would argue that I wouldn't say this is a new policy position. What I would say is you want to be able to have in Gaza a place. Israel has no interest in governing Gaza. They want to turn it over to somebody, some organization that will govern it, that will not build tunnels and sponsor terrorism and come across the line and kidnap, rape, and murder Israelis. That's who they want to turn it over to. And right now that doesn't exist. That has to be built.
But, Mr. Secretary, in terms of where the administration stands, yes or no, does the Trump administration support
That's not a yes or no question.
Statehood?
That's a process. No, but that's not a yes or no question. That's a process. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we've always said this has been the consistent position of this administration, of myself, and of a lot of people that have watched this for a very long time. In order for that aspiration to even be credible, it has to be realistic. We can't have a Palestinian state that's governed by Hamas or by some terrorist organization whose stated purpose for existence is the destruction of the Jewish state. That would never work. Until Gaza is governed by people that are not interested in destroying Israel, until there are no security threats emanating against Israel from Gaza, forget about statehood, you're not going to have peace. So we have to create the conditions for that. That's going to take a while, and that's going to be part of what these negotiations are about in the days to come. But right now, the priority, number one, is to get the hostages released. If we can't even get an agreement on the hostages being released, you ain't going to have long-term peace here. So let's get that piece done. It's the most important, and then we can move to phase two, and it'll give momentum to the rest of the effort. But this is not going to be easy. No one said this is going to be easy. We are dealing with something that's been going on for a very long time.
Months, years?
Well, that'll take, yeah, no, in terms of, you can't set up a governance structure in Gaza that's not Hamas in 3 days. It takes some time. And when we ask Israel, okay, you're at the yellow line, now everything behind it, you have to turn it over. You have to have somebody to turn it over to. So, let's be realistic here. You can't just set up a sort of new governance structure inside of Gaza in 72 hours. It's going to take some time to do it. The important thing is that there's a plan, it's being executed, it has the money, it has the support, it has the expertise, and that it's moving forward, and everyone has agreed to the parameters of it. But that is ultimately the goal here, that everyone who signed on to President Trump's deal has agreed to.